Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the upcoming transit of Rahu and Ketu, which on October 30 will be changing signs. So Rahu, which is currently transiting in the Aries sign, Ketu, which is currently transiting in the Libra. Now as Rahu and Ketu are always in a retrograde motion, so that means from Aries, Rahu will enter the sign of Pisces, and from Libra, Ketu will enter the sign of Virgo. So guys, at the time when I talked about Rahu Ketu's transit in the Aries and Libra, over there was a kind of a debate amongst astrologers where not everyone was in this favor that Rahu in the Aries is capable of giving good results. But like the way at the time when I uploaded my observation on the transit, I mentioned this thing that still Rahu in Aries can still give you like new beginnings, might make you confident, and many areas could get flourished if Rahu is also well placed in your natal chart. But guys, when it comes down to the transit of Rahu in Pisces, like specifically, because in this video we will be looking at this transit from Rahu's point of view. For Ketu we will do a separate discussion. So from Rahu's point of view, Rahu's transit in the Pisces is kind of a very volatile, is very sensitive energy. So I would say that more than the positive, this transit will lean more on towards making you vulnerable and prone, whether in your emotional state, whether like while you have to take any important decision, and specifically if Rahu right now is in the governing situation in your life. Like right now you're going through the Mahadasha of Rahu, Antardasha of Rahu, or your Mahadasha Lord is conjunct with Rahu. So if in any way, if Rahu is right now in a governing condition, this shift in Rahu's transit will definitely have a say in your life as well. So guys, in this video, all what we will do is that we will just try to understand that when Rahu is in the Pisces and taking into consideration the way other transiting planets will also be contributing to this transit of Rahu, what could be the general guideline or theme of this transit? Like, because once you have understood the theme, then you can definitely customize to your Lagna or to your moon sign. You can actually correlate that theme with the house in which basis your Lagna it is going to be taking place. But the first and the foremost important thing is that the guideline. Rahu is a very sensitive energy to decode, and Rahu's transit in the Pisces, what kind of results it will be bringing out. But guys, the saving grace is that for everyone, that at least Rahu will be leaving Jupiter alone in the Aries sign, because whether in the transit or whether in your natal chart as well, Jupiter is the most benefic energy, and trust me, more damaging than Saturn, more damaging than Ketu could be Rahu and Rahu's influence on Jupiter. Like rather in certain cases, Ketu's influence on Jupiter can actually bring out some very positive, very pious energy. But Rahu's influence on Jupiter is always a contaminating energy. So the saving grace is that finally Rahu will be leaving Jupiter and Rahu will be stand alone operating in the Pisces energy. So now guys, if you have to individually understand the theme of this transit. So first of all, there are two players involved in this discussion, Rahu and Pisces. So what does Pisces represent? So like the way guys, Pisces, which is a water sign, like rather we would say that it is the deepest of the water. So all the watery qualities of emotion, of compassion, of nourishment, of faith, of belief function on a very deeper, finer way in the vibrations of Pisces. Pisces is also a dual sign, so because of which you will definitely find lot of flexibility, kind of confusion or wavering thoughts as well in the energies of the Pisces, and just because it is ruled by the planet Jupiter. And like the way guys, I always say this thing that if Jupiter has got a rulership over Sagittarius and Pisces, so you can look at it in this way that whenever we embrace any teachings or any of the guru in our life, so Sagittarius is the kind of knowledge, is the kind of wisdom which attracts us towards someone who has got a enlightened or very elevated spiritual state. But the state of surrender only happens in the Pisces. So all the Jupiterian qualities of faith, of compassion, of being charitable and having that faith in the universe, in the higher powers, the power of goodness, you can actually relate or connect with the Pisces, because guys, when we talk about Sagittarius, over there is still a lot of kind of philosophies, doctrines, rules and regulations are connected. But when it comes down to Pisces, Pisces represents complete unconditional surrender to the divine. After that guys, because Ketu energy and Neptune energy is also very strongly connected with it, and because Pisces in the original Kalpurush Kundli is connected with the 12th house, so because of which lot of fantasies, lot of mysteries, other dimensions, spiritual potential, Kundlini and all those kind of prophetic dreams are also somehow connected with the energy of the Pisces as well. Now definitely when we talk about Rahu, the best part about the transit of Rahu and Ketu is that guys, because Rahu and Ketu can churn out or bring out something of which we do not have any idea. Those might be the latent talents which you have within you. But even when we talk about Saturn, Saturn is a very slow moving planet. It lays foundation, and Saturn is the most materialistic, most practical, most realistic and most grounded planet. So in the Saturn's time, you still have to start from the scratch. And unless until you do not have any expertise, Saturn will make you work hard. It will make you go through the those classes, get the experience, kind of bite the dust, then only it will start giving you opportunities, or it will help you build something. But when it comes down to Rahu and Ketu, in which degree, in which fashion they can open up some new chapter in your life, they can give you the results of some of the deeds done by you in the past lifetime. So much of the surprise element or latent talents getting manifested, a sudden speculative win. So all these things can be attached with the transit of Rahu. So because of which Rahu's transit becomes very important. And also guys, in today's day and age, when we talk about your identity, prospects of fame, being very innovative, being very unique, and all of your materialistic desires, somehow Rahu holds this key to fulfill all of these desires of yours. So now guys, shifting our discussion to the kind of theme which I have kind of summarized for when Rahu will transit to the Pisces sign. Definitely guys, after this video we will definitely have a exclusive discussion for all the lagnas, all the moon signs as well. But in this video I have just collated some points that how I see this entry of Rahu in the Pisces. And just because guys, I already mentioned this thing, my assessment throughout, because we will be having multiple discussions on this, from the guideline, from the ascendant, from the nakshatra. So we will be having lot many discussion, but I will still be kind of leaning more towards seeing this transit more vulnerable rather than giving you some stupendous results. Because Rahu in the deepest of the water, in the Jupiterian sign, is a very sensitive, volatile energy. So okay guys, the first way of looking at this theme is that deception in good faith. Now guys, understand this thing, that when we talk about out of all the planets, which planet is responsible for cheating, for betrayal, for deception, the only planet which could facilitate these kind of experiences or can generate these kind of energies. Now that is a different thing, whether you are becoming a victim or whether you are the conspirator, but it's the only Rahu which is responsible for that. So all those people who are doing pickpocketing on the streets, they are also the energy of Rahu, and all those people who do multi-million-dollar scam, they are also come under the energy of Rahu. Someone who has pointed gun at you and then mugged you, that might be a Mars or Ketu energy. But all those scamming and deception is somehow negative energy of the Rahu, Mercury, or you could also involve little bit of the energy of Saturn as well. So guys, like the way I already mentioned this thing, that when we talk about the Pisces energy, there is a lot of faith, there is a lot of kind of complete surrender. And Rahu in the Pisces, in whichever house it is going to be happening in your chart, regarding the signification of that house, the attributes of that house, you have to be very careful. You do not want to get robbed of your faith. You do not want to be deceived just because you blindly trusted someone or you had completely surrendered yourself. So do not be in that situation. Like the way, guys, there are certain charts, just on a first look you can say this thing that okay, this chart is very prone towards deception, like the way, and that is the only reason I say that out of all the lagnas, when it comes down to Pisces lagna, in their case both the houses of the friendship and the losses are being ruled by the planet of losses. So at one stage in their life, Pisces lagna get betrayed very badly by any of their acquaintance or friend. And there are like other combinations as well, like people who have second house lord in the 12th house, or you have moon placed in the 12th house. So these are the people who are very prone and vulnerable towards deception, cheating. I still remember there's a friend of mine, she got scammed, and even to this date she is not willing to accept that she has been scammed. She still says, I still think that that person might have good conscience and he might return my money back. So yes, this is the kind of way I want to tell you that Rahu's transit in the Pisces is not a very good energy for being very kind of very naive or blindly trusting someone, because people generally get deceived in their good people whom they blindly trust, or in the good faith only. So that is the first guideline which I want to bring out over here. After that, guys, the second guideline is that quest for unknown. Like the way I already mentioned this thing that somehow Pisces within it carries lot of mysteries, lots of secrets, and lots of unsolved perplexing mysteries of the universe. So because of which, and Rahu is a planet which has got that insatiable appetite for resolving issue, going to the depth of things, and just kind of probe around things or search, investigate. So in whichever house it is going to be taking place, there will definitely be a kind of a quest for finding out the unsolved perplexing situation. And again, guys, this could work out in your favor as well if you're working as an auditor, you're working as a researcher, as an explorer, you are a scientist, innovator. So in those cases it could work out in your favor as well. Now, guys, shifting to the probable guideline number 3 could be that uncertainties leading to escape. Now, guys, when we talk about the planet which could be responsible for like hallucination, confusion, illusion, repetitive thoughts, so the only planet which is responsible for that is the Rahu. Like in many times it's the negative Rahu, negative functioning of Rahu, because Rahu also represents the kind of thoughts which comes to our mind. So imagine, guys, like let's say for example, if Rahu is hard bent on giving trouble or problem to someone, and Rahu in the transit is in the Aries, so your reflex action or thought process is going to be, let's think about starting something new. Rahu in the Gemini is very good, it's very skilled. Rahu in Taurus is very good in going back to the roots. But when it comes down to the Pisces energy, there is a lot of compassion and there is a lot of escapist tendencies as well. That is the only reason, guys, when we talk about Pisces, when we talk about the 12th house, this is also connected with the rehabs or the drug addiction as well. So the point which I'm trying to say over here is that whatsoever might be troubling you, wheresoever basis your lagna, Pisces energy is falling in. So in the extreme cases, if Rahu is also in a governing condition, you are in that crossroad of your life and you are going through a lot of issues in the life, so Rahu's energy or Rahu's entry in the Pisces might start giving those escapist tendencies as well. Now this could be escaping the reality, this could be escaping towards kind of abandon your duties and responsibilities and going to drugs, getting extramarital affairs and so many things. So yes, guys, whatsoever domain or in whichsoever plane uncertainties or troubles if you are facing in the domain of the where Pisces energy falls in your chart, the entry of Rahu might start leading towards escapist tendencies or behavior as well. Like rather than confronting issue, rather than dealing with the issues with conviction, with confidence, you might try to kind of escape from the confrontation. After that, guys, this could be a very good time for profession which sell dreams.
Anyone you say, anywhere.
So like let's say for example, if you are in any sort of networking business, you are in a business where you have to sell credit cards, you have to sell the real estate, houses, you have to sell people dreams. This could be insurance policies, or you could be an astrologer as well, you could be a filmmaker as well, producer as well. So in whichever capacity, if you are selling people fantasies, if you are selling people dreams, so I would say that in that situation, the entry of Rahu in the Pisces will be very fruitful for you, and nothing could be better than that. If this is also taking place, like this is your Lagna, like you're a Taurus Lagna, and the Pisces energy falls in the 11th house, or let's say you are a Gemini Lagna, Pisces energy falls in the 10th house, and your natal planets or your ongoing dashas are also running favorable, and you are in this profession, you are in this occupation, then this could be a very favorable time for you. After that, guys, the next guideline is promising time for people who are operating in far away lands from their birthplace.
Anyone you say, anywhere.
So guys, try to understand this thing, that whenever we talk about anything to do with the foreign land, foreign culture, association with the foreigners, or gains or benefits from the foreign land, foreign people, Rahu is the planet which represents all of that. So in whichever capacity, if that is getting applicable in your case, like let's say for example, if Pisces energy falls in your 5th house or 9th house, and let's say for example, you are planning to move to a foreign university for your degree, for your post graduation, if Pisces energy is falling in your 3rd house, you are planning to start your online business. So in whichever capacity, if this Pisces energy is falling in a house and pertaining to the matters of that house, if you are thinking about foreign relocation, foreign association, foreign contact of any sort, this could be a beneficial time for you. So I would say that, because when we talk about from transit point of view, that somehow governs our external circumstances. So Rahu's energy in the Pisces might be kind of beneficial for you in that regard. And the last point, guys, is that good time for people who are dealing in paranormal, astral, mystical dimensions.
Anyone you say, anywhere.
So definitely, guys, because somehow Pisces within it has got a very strong association not only with Jupiter but with Ketu, Neptune, and the energy of the 12th house as well. So in whichever capacity you are, if you are operating in the domain of Kundalini, meditation, or like spiritual retreats, or high level of spiritual practices, like you are very sincerely, you have devoted yourself to empowering any of the mantra, or during this time only you are planning to get any of the mantra from your guru or any diksha. So I would say that the energy of Rahu in the Pisces, guys, when it comes down to the spiritual potential as well, you can never undermine the powers of Rahu as well. Out of all the nakshatras ruled by Rahu, Sadbisha is considered as the epitome in spirituality, in magic, in illusion, in witchcraft, in all these kind of activities. So because of which, Rahu's influence in the Pisces will be very good for all those people who are operating in this domain. Now this could be that you are a screenwriter, or you are a fantasy writer, novel writer, even if you are an actor and you are associated with a project which deals with sci-fi, which deals with other dimensions, and your project is going to be getting filmed or will be under production during this period only, or your movie is going to be releasing during this period. So I would say that any way, like whether you are connected with yoga, Kundalini, meditation, kind of magic, Reiki, tarot, so in any any capacity, if all these are the attributes or domain, if that is getting applicable in your case, the entry of Rahu will open up some new doors of some sort of paranormal experiences, or kind of very strong psychic awareness, whispers in your ears, experiencing that extrasensory energies around you. So regarding all that front, the energy of Rahu in the Pisces could be beneficial for you. So yes guys, this was just a brief overview. I just wanted to give you a rough sketch that how I observe or how I see Rahu's entry in the Pisces. Definitely guys, once I will start making video customized to all the lagnas over there, then I will also include because when Rahu will enter the sign of Pisces, Jupiter will be already retrograde during that time, because Jupiter will go retrograde on September 4 till December 30. So Jupiter will be retrograde, Saturn will be in the Aquarius. How all the energies will be influencing you, we will have our discussion on that. But in this video, I just wanted to give you my observation, my understanding of Rahu in the Pisces. So yes guys, for further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. धन्यवाद.